Alright everybody, and welcome back to another Microsoft Flight Simulator video. Today we are in Marathon, Florida, in the Florida Keys, hopping up to Fort Myers Page Field in the TBM 930. So without further ado, let's jump into this thing and get it started. So first off, we are going to come up here and turn our battery our battery main to battery, turn that to the main generator. We're going to go over here, make sure that's auto. We're going to take this up to auto. We're going to put our fuel selector on auto. We're going to come back to the trims. And then we come down here. We're going to acknowledge the screen. I do have the G3000 avionics pack that makes this thing much better. It works a lot better than it usually would. We're going to switch this over to the FMS. Make sure we have the magenta lines, not green needles. We want magenta needles. And then we're going to make sure our throttle is fuel cutoff. So we are on cutoff. And we're going to come up here. And we're going to hold this up for 2 seconds, the starter. 1 and 2. And you should see the props start to turn. Our NG is going to start to rise. And we're at 13%, so we can go into low. We're going to watch the ITT so we don't over-temp the turbine. ITT does mean internal turbine temperature. And once our NG stabilizes at 50, we will go back up and go into high idle. And we're in the green there. So we're going to go up there. We're going to let it stabilize, and then we will unfeather the prop. And once our ITT peaks, we will come back. And while we're doing that, we're going to go ahead and turn on our pitot heat. Pitot right heat, and the inertial separator. We're going to go up and turn the bleed air to auto. We're going to come over. We're going to feather that. So we just feathered the prop, so now we can actually use our throttle. For this flight, we're going to go on up to we're going to start at 3,000 feet. We're going to take off on, I think the runway here is runway 25, so we'll set a 250 heading in the heading bug. And we got 250. We're going to go ahead and set our vertical speed up to 1,500 feet per minute. Just go check, make sure everything's stabilized. We're going to turn off our parking brake. Parking brake is now off. Our inertial separator is on because we're on the ground, so we're going to see that CAS warning. We're going to acknowledge it by hitting the master caution. And one last thing, we're going to go over here. We're going to turn our Autopilot Trims to on. We're going to go over here. We're going to turn our pulses on, nav lights, and strobe lights. We're going to set this to taxi. And we're just going to give it some panel lights while we're at it, right there. And we're just going to double check. And so we're down here. So the fuel tank's set to left. So we're going to go over here and hit this button, and it should go to right. We're on right. And I think I covered everything. So without further ado, let's get to taxi. We're going to go external view just for the views. I don't know why this guy's here. So we got parking brake off. So now we're going to spin around. Try not to hit him, you know we will. Yep. Sorry, dude. And we're going to taxi over to runway 25. I hope everybody's having a great day. I sure had a great day. I'm recording this on the same day I recorded my last IFR flight vlog, my first IFR flight vlog, where we flew down to Mariana, Florida, and back. That was a fun little day trip for the day. I did it all in the morning, and I was back by about 2 in the afternoon, and I left here at around 10:30, so it was a lot of fun. I'm thinking about hopping on some X-Plane, if y'all would prefer that over Microsoft Flight Simulator. I have more stuff in X-Plane, and it runs better, but you know, Microsoft Flight Simulator with all of its graphics is an amazing game right now. So we're just going to do a nice slow taxi. And we'll head back inside. Please tell me what y'all enjoy more of in the comments down below, so I can adjust my content that wise. I really enjoy everything aviation, as y'all have probably learned by now. Aviation's a beautiful thing. Also, right now, we're going to go ahead and put our flaps down 1 notch for the takeoff detent. And since we have some idiot on a tug here, we're going to try to miss him. Oh, and of course he stops. Alright, we're going to cut off right here. And we don't need the full runway, so we will go ahead and depart early. And there we go. And we don't need takeoff clearance because this is an uncontrolled field, so here we go. And let's get to it. Go inside, go to the upper view, and we're rolling. Airspeed's coming alive. It's 50 knots. We're going to rotate once we get into the white. And we're in the white. Go ahead and start slowly pulling back on the stick. And we will hit that autopilot on. Autopilot's now on. We're actually going to go straight over to the nav and hit that on. Actually, we're going to go down here to the MFD and double check flight plan. We want to go direct to Butley. Go ahead and pull all this stuff up. Should have done that earlier. That was my bad. Probably just way overspeeded it. What a beautiful airplane. I've had the lucky chance of flying in a TBM 850 many times. It is a great flying airplane in real life. It is a powerful beast of an airplane. We're going to go ahead and set our torque all the way up to just on the edge of the green. So if y'all don't know, I use the Logitech X52 HOTUS. It is a great joystick. I love it. It's very precise. I might be putting out a review on that stick soon. I use it for a lot of games. I play a lot of Star Citizen, Elite Dangerous, and a lot of Flight Simulator, so I use it a lot. We're going to go ahead and set our altitude up a little higher. We'll go up to 12,000. And we'll hit back in vertical speed. And we're going to set our 2,000 feet per minute vertical speed. Alright, so here I'm going to speed it up until we get into Fort Myers. And then I will be showing you how to do an Rnav approach in the TBM 930 and Microsoft Flight Simulator. We will see y'all in a minute. Alright everyone, and welcome back. We are just entering the Fort Myers area on a direct routing to the initial fix Butley. I will put the approach chart up on the right side here. Basically an initial approach fix is a point where you will intercept the published procedure so you can join the procedure. So we are currently going straight to Butley, as you see. We just arrived to it. Now we are turning onto the course to intercept the initial fix Uzawo. After Uzawo, we will turn onto the runway heading and intercept the final approach course. I'm going to go ahead and arm the approach by hitting approach mode button. And as we see, it has the glide path with the GP underneath the 2,000 feet, and we have the vertical guidance diamond that will come up from the bottom. So as we get closer and closer to Uzawo, I'm going to go ahead and zoom this in. So it basically makes a big L. Rnav approaches are very straightforward and very easy to do. You want to be under 200 knots since you're under 10,000 feet, and also you want to be in a reasonable speed to control the airplane, since you are in the terminal area of your flight. I always love to shoot approaches in Microsoft Flight Simulator because they actually are somewhat accurate, and you can practice them in here like you would in the real world, except without pressing all the buttons with your hands instead of with a mouse or a button on a joystick. But still, it's just a lot of fun, and it's a good experience. I mean, there's no such thing as bad experience. So, as we get closer and closer to Uzawa, we're a minute out. We have already armed the approach. We're going to double check that. Just in case, we're going to set 050 or 051 is actually the fine approach course into our heading bug, just in case. So we see that it's right here around 051. We're already at the 2,000 feet altitude that you're supposed to intercept it at. And now we are 30 seconds from Uzawa. So we're going to go outside and take a little view. So here's the Sanibel Island, is what we're coming up on, and that's the causeway over to Sanibel right there. Over here we're looking to see Fort Myers Beach. Oh, and we are turning on to the final approach course now. So if you look, see it's turning early to intercept. There's two kind of waypoints. There's fly over waypoints and fly by waypoints. Uzawa is considered a fly by waypoint because you don't have to fly over it. You can cut the corner to turn early. And we're on the final approach course. So in a minute you'll start to see that diamond move towards the center of that white line where the altitude capture mark is, but on the opposite side. And since our total distance to the runway, well, we got 5 miles till Grams, but at Grams we want to be configured for landing. We should. Let's go up to the upper view here. Start to see the runway in the distance. Maybe not just yet. Yes, I got it. Straight off the nose. So we're getting closer and closer to Grams. I'm going to go ahead and put out a notch of flaps. So we're going to reach down here and go to takeoff flaps. Oh, too much. There we are, 50%. And we're going to verify that it's on takeoff. We're going to watch our speed start to come back, and we're going to start to pull our throttle back. So we're 2.1 miles from Grams. And after Grams, it is about 6 miles to the runway. So we're only 1 mile from Grams at the moment. And we're going to double check everything. So we got that needle in the middle. That needle will start to move towards the middle on the glide slope. Oh, there we go. Just captured. So now it is magenta. Magenta means GPS, whereas green would mean some sort of VOR or a ground tracking station. And there's the runway. We can see the VASI lights. And that diamond should move off any moment now.
Dollar Niner Golf Foxtrot, wind 275 at 7. Cleared to land runway 5.
We're going to acknowledge our clear to land.
Cleared to land runway 5 Dayer Niner Golf Foxtrot.
We're going to go ahead and take off the autopilot and hand fly this guy. Yaw dampener is off. And we'll put out the landing gear. Just gotta make sure they indicate down. We want to line up those lights since we see the runway. We want 2 red and 2 white. And the diamond's now coming off. we're going to go to the external view, just double check, flaps down, gear down. Alright, we got red over white. We're going to stop and we're going to maintain that. Actually, first we're going to put that diamond in the middle. There we go, we're right in the middle. Just jumped around a minute. And we're going to keep our throttle to hold about 90 knots. Now we need to pitch back down. There. Let's see. Go back up. Getting a little low. We need to go back up. So you'll see that diamond moves right back to the middle after we pitched up. So we want to keep it right in the middle. Oh, we're getting a little bit to the left. So we're going to come back to the right. Start to bring our power back slowly now. And start the flare. A little high to start the flare. We're going to pull back, and just hold it off. Hold it off. And should get nudged down. And we're going to thrust reverser into beta. Don't even have to use brakes. That was a good one. Now we're gonna go out of thruster. Out of beta is the technical term for it. And we're off the runway. Alright, now that we're clear, we're going to contact ground and taxi. So I have my ATC over here.
121.7 day or 9 Golf Foxtrot.
And we're going to taxi to parking.
November 9 Golf Foxtrot, request taxi to parking.
November 9 Golf Foxtrot, taxi to General Aviation Parking.
And this should be taxiway Golf. And we'll read that back in taxi.
Taxiing to General Aviation Parking via taxiway Golf Day or 9 Golf Foxtrot.
And stay on that center line. Alright, well, I really appreciate everybody sticking around this far to watch. Please let me know what I should do next in Microsoft Flight Simulator. I'm thinking about doing some VATSIM videos, if you know what VATSIM is, some real live ATC stuff. Or also thought about doing some FS Economy. I know that really has not been covered on YouTube, but I think it would make for a nice touch. But seriously, thank you everyone who has supported me thus far. I've really enjoyed this journey, and I cannot wait to see where it ends up in a couple years' time. Stay tuned for the next couple months. I'll be headed out to the Reno Air Races since we're racing our airplane out there this year. We have a Glass Air 3 that we're racing. It's going to be very interesting. I'll be doing daily vlogs of each day at the race, the Wednesday through the Sunday. Get to meet some really cool people and do some really cool things. So actually, we're flying out there in a TBM, which will make for a lot of fun. That guy just signaled us to stop. We're going to set our parking brake, and let's begin the shutdown procedure. So he's going to yell at us because our parking brake's on. We're going to come down here. We're going to turn these off to start with. We're going to turn our bleed air off. And then we will go over here. We'll turn our autopilot trims off. We're going to go right to left. Turn that off. Turn the boost pump off because we don't need that. And then lights, that's already off. Turn this off. Wrong way. There we go, we're off. And Let's see. We're going to unfeather the prop. We're going to let it wait 15 seconds. Yeah, we'll cut it short. Now we'll go back to low idle. Let it drop. And off. And then we'll put on a breaker bar and turn everything off. Alright, thank you everybody for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll see y'all in the next one.